Welcome back to Great Day Houston. He started with a single restaurant in Katy, Texas. Today, he's listed on the Forbes 400 list as the 153rd richest person in the world. He owns Landry's Restaurants, the Post Oak Hotel, Post Oak Motorcars, the Golden Nugget Casinos, and the Houston Rockets. But his success in business hasn't always been a slam dunk. What did he do to get to the top? And what can we learn from some of his biggest challenges? They might be some of the things that you're dealing with right now. Please welcome the owner of basically everything. He probably owns your house and your car and the watch you're wearing, but you just don't know it. He's the author of a new book, Shut Up and Listen, Hard Business Truths That Will Help You Succeed. Tilman Fertitta, good morning.
Great to be here.
I bet you get stopped all the time with people saying, I need advice on, and that's what this book is about.
For sure, and I always say, all right, listen, and then they don't listen. And so now I just say, shut up and listen. But you know, you and I were just talking about how when you came to Houston 20 years ago, I was one of your first interviews, and that's so much fun.
We went down to the Kingman Boardwalk and played games. I think you own that too, don't you?
Yeah, still do.
All right, so the question oftentimes is asked, is an entrepreneur born or made? I think you're a little bit of both, but what's your earliest recognition of business?
Honestly, when I was a little kid, I never read the comic books. I never read any of that, but I would always go to my grandparents' house, and my grandfather was in business, and I'd always take his briefcase and I'd say, this is my business. So, and then in junior high school, elementary, I started selling candy, anything I could sell to make a buck. By the time I was in high school, I was already trading on the stock market. I had to have an account because I really wasn't old enough, so I had to do it. But
where did you get that from?
You know, I think you're just born with it, and you know, I tell people this all the time. God gives us all a talent, and the one thing you've got to do is find out what that is and figure out what it is. I can't draw a stick person. I can't. If you told me I struggle just to put gas in my car, so I don't. Okay. You know, I couldn't build you know, my kids, when the little Boy Scout, Cub Scouts, when you had to have the racing cars, we always won because I knew who to hire to do it.
Yes, yes.
And
I was a parent that always say they didn't do that. They did not do that.
But I never could do certain things. But God gave me a gift to understand how to finance things and how to operate and how to develop. And so I realized that, so I grabbed it and did it. So, and you know, it's been an upward journey. And you strike me as someone
who you love. It's not about necessarily the money. You got to have the money, but you love the doing part.
For sure. And people say to me all the time, are you ever going to slow down? And I said, slow down? I mean, this is my sport. This is like me playing, you know, Major League Baseball or professional basketball. This is what I do every day. I would never slow down. I mean,
the other thing that's interesting about you is that it's the diversity of what you have. You know, Fertitta Entertainment, the amusement parks, the aquarium, Kingman Boardwalk, a kabillion restaurants, and then the car dealership. You know, and then all of a sudden one day you said, you know what? I have everything, but I don't have a NBA basketball team.
You know, it's so funny you say that because I've been very fortunate, but if somebody said, is there anything, if I was on my deathbed, is there anything that you didn't accomplish in life that you would have liked to accomplish? You know, because I used to say, gosh, by the time I was 40, I was in the Texas Business Hall of Fame. I'd taken a company public on the New York Stock Exchange. I'd hosted presidents in my house. But I never got to own a professional sports team, and so you know that.
And now that's been checked off the list.
So I feel very fortunate, fortunate.
Yeah, Maury lives in my building, and he stopped me. We were talking about your book, and he said, "Yeah, it's a good book." So in that book, again, what you wanted to do was kind of help people negotiate their way through some of those things, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But the other thing that you did was the $1 Billion Buyer, the television show.
Lots of fun, lots of fun, you know, working with young entrepreneurs who, you know, it's just amazing because entrepreneurs today, they think their product is better than anybody else's. And I just said, you know, you can get that same product, some other young entrepreneur right down the street from you.
Yeah,
you know,
for cheaper.
You know, and I mean, and they don't know their numbers, but yet everybody thinks that they have the greatest. And that's, you got to always know what you know and what you don't know.
And learn from your mistakes, for sure.
And I have had many mistakes.
Okay, preferably learn from other people's mistakes, right? Okay, another thing that's really important to you is that, you know, you grew up in Galveston, the Houston area, is public service. I know Houston Children's Charities is something that you're very fond of, but your desire to give back.
I've been very fortunate. I have to give back. A lot of people are kind of surprised that I've stayed involved with all the charities that I've been involved with for 30 years. And you know, gosh, now I'm the longest running chairman of the Board of Regents of University of Houston since, you know,
Right.
Cullen was when the university was founded in the 30s.
You own the university too, don't you? No,
I don't like when people joke about that.
no, you support it. You do a lot
I
of
support
support.
it, and we have a great chancellor, and we've made a great team together the last 6 years. It's been a lot of fun. We've gotten a lot accomplished.
Yeah. And going through putting this book together, did you remember some things that you had forgotten about?
That's so funny you asked that, because there's so much information out there on me from all the guest shows that I've been on, business, sports, this type, over the years, and all the news articles, and then the television show for a few years. And it was so easy, and people used to write down my Tilmanisms, and then a couple of my friends have told me that. So when we started writing the book, I said, send me all that information you have on me. And then it really came together, and everybody that reads the book that knows me well says, that is you talking, and I mean, it is me. But Amazon has it listed right now as a bestseller under self-improvement, not just business management, because it really just, it's good for everybody, and it is an easy read. It's a hardback. You have one of the reviewer copies.
Yeah.
But
It's direct and to the point, number one.
100%.
Yeah, direct, which is like you. It's like, let's just not mess around. It's direct and to the point. But you're right, because a lot of things that make you successful in business just make you successful in life.
100%. And business, the way we get up in the morning, it's all the same.
Yeah.
Okay. You always want to live by the same rules, and it's the things I talk about in the book, the 95-5 rule. Take no out of your vocabulary. You can go into one of my restaurants and I preach this, and you can order scrambled eggs at 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, and we'll fix them for you. You might not like what we charge you for them, but seriously, I mean, and I use this as an example in the book. It's 11:02. You're out of town. You're at a business meeting. You're on a call, and you call down to room service and say, I'd like to order breakfast. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We stopped serving breakfast at 11:02. Okay. I don't want a Spanish omelet or eggs Benedict. Just a couple of eggs in a pan. No, sir. We can't do that anymore. Why say no when it's so easy to say yes?
Yeah, my son he was like about 7 years old. We were in a restaurant. It was not one of your restaurants. Okay, we were in this restaurant, and my son goes, I want a milkshake. And he goes, oh, we don't serve milkshakes here. And he goes, do you have ice cream? He goes, oh yeah, vanilla beans, really good. He goes, do you have milk? And he goes, oh yeah, of course we have milk. He goes, take it to the bar and X the alcohol. And I got a milkshake.
No, 100%. And if I can understand if it's Saturday night again at 7 o'clock, they don't want to do it. But I preach to my people, take the word no out of your vocabulary. That doesn't mean you have to say yes, but hey, I cannot do this for you, but hey, maybe we can do it this way.